Today we're going to talk about dictionaries. We're talking about a data structure used in programming to store data in key-value pairs. What is a dictionary? A dictionary is a collection where 1. Each value has a key. 2. You use the key to access the value. Think of it like a real dictionary. The word equals key. The meaning equals value. Let's look at a basic example in pseudocode, and to access values use key. Now the important part. How is this different from a list? A list is ordered, accessed by index, like a line of people waiting for coffee. You access by index. So yes, you need to remember positions. But dictionary. A dictionary is key-based, unordered, fast lookup by meaning, not position. You access the value with key.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna talk about one of the most important data structure in C#. I mean dictionary. Dictionary are based on key and value. It's so important. In the previous episode we talked about the list and array and the difference between list and array. Did you see in the list we are talking about the index, but in dictionary we are talking about the key and value. For lookup it's so important. How the speed of dictionary is so high? Because of this key and value. Now, let's create a dictionary. After that, talk about the methods of dictionary and compare it with the list. Let's do it. Now, let's define a dictionary. Here, I have created a basic and simple dictionary. The key is a string and the value is int. Here I want to create an application that we have some user that we want to store the age based on the name. Here I want to initialize the dictionary. There's two ways. First, you can initialize in this way. Here, open and close a curly braces. And again, here I'm saying I want to define a key. First, I'm saying Hossein and the value is 36. And I want to add another one. Here I say, for example, Alex, and the age is 30. Another way to adding some item to the dictionary is add method. Here I say the name of dictionary is users. After that, I want to use the add method. Add method had two parameters. The first one is the string key. I have defined the key of my dictionary as a string and the value as an int. Here I say I have another one. It say, for example, James, and the age is, for example, 19. Now, if you click here, I have another method. It's try add. What's the difference between add and try add? Now, if I come here and say try add and type, for example, James, and the value is 20. What happened? What's the output of this try add? It returns a boolean. Now, if I come here and store the result in a boolean, and here I want to show you the result. Now, if I print the output, you will see the output is say false. What happened? What's the difference between add and try add? Here, I want to say the key of a dictionary should have some special feature. The first one, it shouldn't be null. The key should not be null, but the value can be null. The second one is the key should be unique. Here, I have a key is James, and the value is 19. The value can be duplicate. It's not important, but the key should be unique. Here, I come here and change the try add to add. And because the output is void of add, I cannot store it in a boolean. I remove that. And now I want to press F5 and see the output. Here, I got a runtime error. Say an item with the same key has already been added key. It's so important. When you want to define or add some key to your dictionary, a key and value, it's so important. First of all, you have to know it shouldn't be duplicate. The key should be unique. It's so important. In situation like this, you can use try add. But how you can access the value of a dictionary? Here, I remove this one, and here I want to access, for example, the value of Alex. I say here, I come here and remove the comment and say users. I want to access the value based on the key. If you pay attention, if you want to access a list, an item in a list, you use index. Here you should use key. what's the type of key of our dictionary is string. It's a string key. Here I say, hey, I want to know the age of Alex. You say, hey, no, it's important. Just give me the key. And now if I press F5, it's the 30. It's so fantastic. Now let's see what is the another method of dictionary. I come here and say users dot, for example, remove. You can remove an item in the dictionary. Just give a key. For example, say Alex. Now, if I come here and say I want to access users Alex, now you will see another problem. Now, say, hey, the given key Alex was not present in the dictionary. It's so important when you want to remove a key, you want to add a key, or anything like this. Please, first of all, check in two ways. First is contain method, and another one is try get value. It's so important. Now, please take a break, and after that, and come and solve the problem. Now, how we can manage situation like this? First of all, you have to check a condition. I say if users dot contains key. Here I'm saying, for example, here I say Alex. Here I say Alex. If there is a key with the name of Alex, do this. For example, consumer item users Alex. But, or for example, come here and remove this one and press F5. Now I don't get any error because first of all I check the existence of an item. Now another method is try get value. It's a little better. Now I come here and for example I want here, let's say for example I want to remove an item with the keyboard and something different, and that is not exist in the dictionary. If I come here and press F5, I will get a runtime error. Okay, sorry, what happened? Here, users remove. Sorry, I forgot. Here, I come here, users remove. Sorry. Here, you have to come and give a value. If the value exists in the dictionary, it will remove. But if there is not, you will get an error. Here, I say, for example, come here. I want to show this one, for example, something like this. I will get a runtime error because first of all, you have to check. You can check it with try get value. Here, I come here and say, hey, please. Now I can come here and say if users dot try get value. It will get you two parameters. First one is string key. Here I have, say, for example, something like this. And the second parameter is type of out. And what's the value? What's the type of value of a user's dictionary? Is int. I say int. I give a value, for example, age. And open and close curly braces and just cut this from here and paste here. In your opinion, now I will get a runtime error or we manage it. Now we manage it. How? Because here, do you know what is out? What's the difference between out and ref and in and out? If you don't know what's the difference between out and ref, you can take a look at one of my episodes that I have talked about the out and ref. Okay, if I want to summarize dictionaries that you can check, you can two way. First one is you can check with contains key. And the second one is try get value. It's so important. Now it's time to talk about another important method in dictionary. Here I come and say, we talk about the add, also talk about remove, clear. Clear is so important. I forgot to say if you want to show all of dictionary, you can use for each. But what's the difference between you show a list in for each and a dictionary in a for each? Here I say CW and press tab and say item. Now if I press F5, you will get, sorry. I forgot here. I don't have any key in my dictionary with the Alex. It's what happened. Sorry, I forgot. Item use. Here I clear the dictionary and come here and I want to show there is no item in dictionary, I should comment this line and come here and press a file. So what happened? It said Hossein 36, Alex 30, and James 19. It's so important here. But there's some situation that you say, hey, Mr. Hussein, I want to show the key and value in a string interpolation. No matter, you can do it. I say here, string interpolation, and say the user, say item dot key. It will give you the key. Age is item dot value. It's so important. Now, if I press a 5, it say the user Hossein age. The user Hossein age is 36. It's so fantastic. That's one of the power of dictionary. But what's the difference between list and dictionary? Why the speed of dictionary for looking up in the structured data is so high? In the next section, we want to compare a list with dictionary. But before we get into it, I want to talk about the others method that are so important in dictionary. Oh, it's so important. As enumerable as queryable. It's so important. I have made a special short video that is compare the iQueryable with IEnumerable. That's so important because IEnumerable bring all of the data from database into RAM. After that, do some filter on it, and after that, bring all of the data. But iQueryable filter all of data on the database, and after that, bring all of them into the RAM. It's so important. And after that, average. For example, you can do some average on your dictionary. Cast, chunk, clear. I told you concat. Contains, I told you, contains and contains key. Oh, what's the difference between contains and contains key? In the contains key, you just give a key, but in the contains, you just check an item with the key and value. It's so important. And the count. The count is so important. Here, I say user count. What is it? Sometimes you need to show the length of a dictionary. You should use count. It say I have 3 items in my dictionary. Now, let's talk about the difference between list and dictionary. Now, let's talk about the difference between list and a dictionary. The first feature, access. In list, we want to access item, we use index. For example, I have a list, is users. I want to access the second item, I say users with index 1. But in dictionary, it's based on key and value. For example, I have a user dictionary. I have a store the username and the age as a previous example. I say, for example, Hossein is 36 years old. If I want to access the age of Hossein, I say users Hossein. The second one, structure. Lists are an array or order, but dictionaries are an order and they are key value pairs. Use cases. Lists are a collection of items, but dictionary are a structure of them. What's the difference between collection of items and a structure of the data? Collection of items, for example, I have a list, it's a user information. For example, the first one is Hossein, second one is 36, and the last one is developer. Do you see, hey, it's a collection of items. You don't know what is Hossein, what is 36, what is developer. But after that, you create some variable and say var name is host users, for example, Hossein. The second item, user var age is 36. After that, you know, hey, that's the information of one user. But in dictionary, you have some information that say, hey, the key is name, the value is Hossein, the key is age, the value is 36. The key is job, the value is developer. It's a structure of data. It's an entity. You're talking about the entity. You know what is it. Okay, it's so important. And readability. It's. I told you. It's it's an entity. But in list you should guess. Speed lookup. It's so important. In list, one of my students asked me, hey, I have saw a picture that say list versus dictionary is ON O1. I say, hey, O1 is dictionary and ON is list. That's the speed lookup of list is so slow, but in dictionary it's fast because first you say I want to access, for example, in the dictionary users a key, and when you press enter, you access the value because if exists the key in the dictionary, you will access. If there is no key with the given key, you will get nothing. Okay, but in list, you should start from the first index, I mean 0, go to the second one, and until you reach the last one, and maybe you access the item or may not. That's the difference between ON and ON01. If you like this video, and if this video helped you to understand dictionary, the difference between dictionary and list, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The next episode, we are talking about some important item in collection. After that, we will go to the generic class and generic method. And the last subject in C# playlist is link you. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Goodbye.